Hello! Today I'd like to take a look at Cartel Tycoon. It's a game where you start a cartel and expand your territory while trying to keep the law off your back. Special thanks go to TinyBuild and Moon Moose for the review key. This review is based on about 100 hours of gameplay. All opinions are solely the authors. You're all busy people, so let me answer your most pressing question first. Are you going to enjoy it? The 30-second spiel is that this game is a mix of resource management and business sim. The business side sees you constructing and managing buildings where you produce goods, both legal and illegal. You sell those to get money that you can use to pay your gang and expand your operation. But beware, you also have to keep rival gangs at bay, and if you make too much trouble, the law will get involved. This game is about balancing competing needs while expanding your operations. If that sounds like something you'd like, then stay with me and I'll delve deeper into the details. The premise of the game is that you're the capo of a new gang. You start with some money in one territory and have to expand your enterprise. Making money is done by setting up farms to grow crops and other buildings to process them into higher grade products that you can sell. So you can grow cannabis, but you'll have to have the appropriate workshop to dry it into smokable goodies that you can then distribute to encourage world peace. That will give you dirty money. You can spend it by manually shipping it to where it's needed, but you can also launder it into clean money that you can use instantly by setting up salsa clubs and casinos. Of course, for the real money laundering, you'll want to set up your own banks, just like in real life. That legal tender can then be used to research more and better upgrades to businesses and bribe the police. But you're not alone. Other gangs also control other parts of the island and are eyeing your territory. To keep them at bay, you'll have to expand your own gang by recruiting. These lieutenants also have their own personalities and preferences, so you have to keep them loyal by raising their wages regularly or doing special tasks for them. Some are even maniacs that want to see the world burn. You're going to be regularly attacked by other gangs that will try and rob your businesses. They'll take whatever goods and money is there if they succeed, but you can fight back by moving your lieutenants to defend it. If you have enough strength, you'll win, and the rival gang might be weakened. But all this shooting and looting is sure to get the attention of the policia. They'll attack one of your businesses, and if you can't beat them off, you'll have to pay a fine to get it back. Make even more noise, and the federal police will set up cordons to disrupt your trucks and arrest your lieutenants. Make even more noise, and the US Drug Enforcement Agency will come calling. Then the National Army. And if you're a real pain in the butt, the CIA and the US Army will kick your ass. The same will happen if the locals get ticked off enough, but you can keep them happy with bread and circuses. Spending money buying goods from local villages will increase your reputation with them, and so will doing things like building stadiums and hosting charity events. If you have a priest or a musician in your gang, you can even get them to sing your praises while kissing the babies or lip-syncing to the latest pop hit. The game offers a fun challenge in that you have to manage competing demands. You need to spend money in order to keep your gang and the population happy, but selling too many illegal substances and fighting other gangs will increase the terror level and draw the ire of law enforcement. You can trade population happiness to reduce terror, but then you need money to increase population happiness. All the systems in the game are connected, and losing control in one area is very likely to lead to a vicious cycle where everything collapses into a death spiral. This game isn't going to give you massive depth in the types of resources and things to manufacture, but it presents a different situation than most management games, in that expansion isn't always the right answer. Too much dirty money or illegal goods accumulating in one business will increase terror and attract police attention, so you want to avoid too much inventory. Selling any goods takes place in ports and airfields that have limited capacity, so manufacturing too much is pointless, and the amount of goods you can sell is limited. So the game pushes you towards illegal substances because they have greater profit margins. But for a laugh, you can play by only selling avocadoes to the millennials for the sandwiches. On top of that, your money laundering businesses can only clean so much money. There's limits all around, and the game encourages you to optimize and only expand when your entire supply chain can handle it. A particular strength of the game is the dialogues with other gang capos. You'll often be faced with choices on how to respond, but if you paid attention to what the capos say, you'll be able to deduce what their personalities are like. It's quite rewarding when you see your relationship rise because you chose well, and it's entirely possible to absorb rival gangs peacefully. Your lieutenants will also give you missions via events, and they generally tend towards quests where you produce or sell so many of an item. One weakness is that it's up to you to know if the goals are achievable, and the game isn't going to change things to allow that. One particular annoying instance was when the event spoke about all the local talent that was available and wanted me to recruit at least one new gang member, but there was no talent available before the mission failed. It's not a big deal because you only lose a bit of lieutenant loyalty, but it's annoying nonetheless. The game has polished visuals that communicate information about the game, so you can look at a farm and see what's being grown there and tell how much the crop has grown, or look at a truck and see what it's carrying. You can easily see the links between buildings, so organizing things is pretty straightforward. Generally speaking, you can play the game without needing to look at graphs or figures, which speaks well for the level of visual information provided to you. The soundtrack also merits mention. It's a good mix of Latin tracks that enhances the feeling of the game. I should note that the music volume was very low, and I had to do some pretty heavy manipulation in order to get a good balance. The story-based campaigns that walk you through how to play the game, but you can also play sandbox modes with difficulties that you customize to suit your taste. Overall, there's a very strong tropical feel to the game. Cartel Tycoon is a game that merges elements of city building and business management games, and ties the various systems into a coherent whole. It doesn't specialize in any particular area, but it's quite fun to learn the gameplay systems. If you enjoy games that challenge you to balance a number of different factors while under pressure, then this is a game that might be worth looking into. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments. Feel free to leave a like, subscribe and hit the bell button to be notified when new videos come out. See you soon.